As I bring our guest who will close the meeting, I would like us to go back to our groupings. Yes, Kalista. The reason why I'm telling you this is because the groups have not given us their feedback. Yes, so that you type and give us feedback. Dr. Edna, did you share the Google Forms accessibility? They have them, yes. But I'd like you to go to a different group now, even as you give us there is a different question, so that you don't repeat what you did. I saw people did their question very quickly, started taking snapshot, selfies. So don't go back to the same group because it's selfie that you proceed. Yeah. So go to a different group and we'll do a similar rotation like we did yesterday. Group 1 is going to group 2. Who is in group 1? Group 1, kama bado ni wao wako hapa nje. Let me call them.
We are here.
They are there. Kindly come. Come so that we conclude this together. So group 1 is there. So group 1 come to group 2. I'll call you within 15 minutes. So the more we delay here, the more the 15 minutes become smaller and smaller. So kindly, group 1 go to group 2, group 2 go to group 3, like that. 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 1. And make sure you give me your feedback. Typed. If not typed, you come here, I'll tell you what to do. Because I must get, okay, we would like to get that feedback. Because it will help somewhere. So kindly, let's rise up. I know it's after lunch. I promised you 3, and 3 will be. Yeah? So kindly come in. Let's go to our groups, kindly.
No, we are going to let me get our groups now.
Beatrice. Lucy?
Yes.
Yeah. That's good. delivery. So teacher introduces the concept, does the initial assessment, hands over to adaptive learning tool, does post-assessment, then iterate the above steps until learning outcomes are achieved. You agree with that? Adaptive platform, learning platform, I think I'm a teacher, I know what that means. If I am wrong, you will correct me. So you are responsive to a particular learner, isn't it? And you are addressing a particular learner independently and privately. And I can see the way that answer has been tackled is that there is still the role of the teacher. So they have not fully automated that process with AI, which can be done, and it's doable. Yeah, I still see the role of the teacher there. Then B, infrastructure provision in the learning environment. Then policy on the percentage of blending, teacher content versus tool content. So this group is giving us very nice answers. Kwani ni yako? Okay, I see Mura, you know. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is Obura. No wonder. Okay. Then the role of yes, AI answered. Okay, let's see the next AI generated response. The role of in-class assessment in the overall assignment, the choice of the adaptive tool to be used, suitability, cost, discipline, those are the considerations. And I don't know if they have put these considerations one of the policy consideration guidelines. We will see if they have done that. Have you? Obura, have you? You're not listening to me. Unajua tumekusifu sana ukaweka tembo ukalitia maji. So kindly follow. Scroll down side. That's it. Okay. What about policy guidelines? There was nothing for policy other than.
No, that was part B for the policy.
Part B is for the policies. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. We can go to the next response. Saif. How can GenAI be integrated into education policies? This was the mother of all the questions. So, education and cross-cutting policies in Kenya, and we are given examples there, e.g. the ICT policy. Definitely, how many of you are agreeing that the AI policy or policy statements regarding or having something to do with AI need to be integrated with ICT policies?
Yeah.
All of us, yes? What about early childhood education?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. What about CBC?
Yes.
TVETA or TVET? And about the CUE. CUE has standard guidelines for higher education. We all know this. You also know the battle between CUE and professional bodies, blah, 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 court cases. I agree with them. But this is not really. The policies that need to be integrated with AI policies are not limited to this. You agree with me? Yeah. Do we have education in Kenya? Or do we have such statements in our policies? We have policies that addresses the unlevel playing field that we talked about.
Yes.
The other talked about accessibility. You can imagine we are talking about AI today. What about that child who is in a village somewhere where before you even talk about the tool itself, even the gadgets are property. Even on a gadget, even having somebody who is exposed the way you are being exposed, that you know these tools exist. So there is information asymmetry, skills, not the same, etc. So we need policies related to that. And how? Review of these policies to incorporate AI, yes, I agree. To develop the development of new policies incorporating AI. Or that we agree? All of us being in agreement. Thank you for that good feedback. We can move next.
What is missing is Gumbar.
What is missing there is adult education policies. Yes, somebody is talking about, if you talk about early childhood, you also need to talk about adult education. So we have noted that. Kindly will be included. Somebody
have those people there. We still have those.
adult centers?
Yes, they are.
Adult centers, they are there. Even here in Chuka, and active. Testify to that. Yes, Charles?
That white group noted
Yes.
special needs education.
Special need education, correct. There is something Professor Mutua talked about. He talked about 3 ways in which we learn. He talked about visual. The other one was audio,
Kinesthetic.
and exactly through touch, isn't it? Yes. So we need policies that are addressing to those learning platforms or learning methodology or learning capacities, all of those means. How can generative AI be utilized in education management? That was a beautiful question, I think. One was identification of research problems. The other one is personalized learning for needs-based and student-centric outcomes. Okay. Kizungu hapo. Ama ni AI hiyo. Okay. Which group was this, by the way? Nataka kutext nione kama hiyo kizungu ni AI.
Number 4 and our
Number 4?
our point person is Prof. Adeno.
Ah, no wonder. You see? You know, himself is an AI. So, let me read the sentence again. Personalized learning for needs-based and student-centric outcomes. Are you in agreement? But I'll ask him what that means after this. I am in agreement. You can't disagree with the professor, you know. Creating course contents. Yeah, we are in agreement. But how do you utilize education AI in education management as course content creation? Professor? Okay.
It's like the content there.
Now Professor has started doubting if this was his answer. It's okay, Professor. Okay, enhancing examinations to ensure novelty with diversity, equity and inclusion, and it's abbreviated DEI. Diversity, equity and inclusion. The other one is interactive audio visual inputs. Professor Muraya, can you interactive audio visual inputs, gamification for orchestrated immersion. This must be Professor. Interactive audio visual inputs, stroke gamification for orchestrated immersion, hence enhancing learner interest and experience. Yeah? Engineering. Survey engineering. Good. And you can see how we are surveying English. Actualizing enhanced scaffolding and sequencing in tech-enabled teaching and learning as championed by the DAAD-funded Digital Initiative for Africa Centers of Excellence, DigiFace. Professor. I think I am lost. Are you still talking about GenAI in education management? Scaffolding and
gamification.
okay, and gamification. So creating synergies in teaching and learning through extended reality applications. This is VR, AR, MR. What does VR, AR means? MR?
VR is virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
AR is augmented reality.
Yes.
And MR is mixed reality.
Mixed reality. I had seen those abbreviations from Professor Mutua's slides, isn't it? They were there. So, so GenAI can be utilized in education management. So, do you teach education management? I forgot. Yes. Do you agree with this, especially the ones from Professor?
I won't disagree.
You can't. Okay. He can't agree with the Professor. But on a serious note, yes.
The question there is not what was on the Manila paper.
Yes. Sorry.
The question there
Yes.
is not exactly what was on the Manila
Oh, something has changed. It's okay.
paper. The question.
The question.
Yeah.
Yes.
The third one.
Yes. Dr. Mugabe. Yes.
I was only saying there's a mismatch there.
Mhm.
Those were our answers, but the question was not only that.
The question was about what? Which group was that? I can read the question. Which group was that? Group 4. Group 4. The question for Group 4 was Gen AI-based coaching. What are the potential applications of Gen AI-based coaching in education? Kindly change that. So the answers are as typed there, but the question is, there is a mismatch. So the question there, members, was GenAI based coaching. What are the potential applications of GenAI based coaching in education? So scaffolding then becomes a beautiful answer there, isn't it? And interactive audiovisual inputs, and even gamification. Even Edna changed that for me so that we capture it correctly in our report. Can I have the next question or the next response? Or tumemaliza? Aha. Let me read up there something on, what was the question? How can we ensure the ethical, inclusive, and equitable use of GenAI in education? How can we use the ethical, inclusive, and equitable use of GenAI in education? And here is that bring on board all stakeholders. Yeah, that is inclusive, isn't it? Yeah, if you bring everybody and then equitable, see, next. Ensure we reap the maximum benefits of AI without causing harm. Beneficence and non-maleficence. Kwani professor ukienda group staff? Oh, there was another professor in this group, okay. Professor Magana, okay. I acquire knowledge and create awareness to all. Yeah, that's, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, if you are ethical, you must reveal, isn't it? Disclose. And you do this when you are creating awareness, you are also providing knowledge. So acknowledge the use of AI, specific in tools, yeah? You acknowledge your use of AI and which specific tools. And this is where we were wondering yesterday, if you are writing that guideline, how are you going to look like? For example, we were told yesterday you can use AI to define a research problem, the statement of the research problem. I have done that for my student when I'm advising them. I find there is something wrong with this statement of the research problem. So I throw it to a tool like ChatGPT. I tell it to improve, and then I see the improvements making. I concur with what they had in mind, and I advise the student likewise. I've done that. But now, after you have done all that, assuming now I'm the student doing that, even without telling the lecturer what I'm doing, how do I acknowledge that the tool assisted me in refining it? Kuna kashida. Establish the regulatory entity. Okay, I agree and disagree at the same time. I'm allowed, isn't it? Especially when it comes from a professor, I'm allowed also to disagree with it. Yeah? Yes? Because I'm a professor. So, yeah, but I have a problem with in Kenya having so many regulatory authorities. Authority for everything. And even for the same thing, you can have like 10 authorities of the same thing. Have you seen that? Yeah. And this is where, either because I'm looking for a job for my wife, for my kid, for my girlfriend, for whatever, so I will bring, for the same thing. We are regulating sugar. But moja itwe sales authority, ingine transport authority, ingine itwe irrigation authority, and it is irrigating sugarcane. So all of those authorities wekwe hapo. So probably it's a good thing, but probably, or instead of establishing another one, where do you have an authority or a body for ICT in Kenya?
Prof, this is an entity.
Yes.
That is established, which can be in the mother entities of all standards.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to create one with the CEO again.
Thank you.
And it can be a department.
Okay. The other one is standardize the access to infrastructural facilities across all users. Standardize access. I agree with that totally. Yeah, because if it's inclusive and equitable, without leveling the playing field, maneno ya equity, equitable, kuna somewhere. The next response.
And then, Prof, we added ours.
You added something there. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Which has not been included there.
Yes. And one of them was we have this ISO standard for quality management in education.
Mm-hmm.
Could you think of quality management standards of ISO standards for ethical, fair use of AI?
Standards.
Like ISO.
Yes.
Can you think of context-specific data sets? Context-specific data sets. Like that, instead of using you train with images from Europe and the US. We also want the ones that are relevant to our context. And the last one,
To remove the bias.
yeah, and the last one, do you think of inculcating this one in the curriculum? So as my child goes to PP play group up to class 8, it's part, they learn it as mandatory. Then that aspect of inclusive will be captured.
And I agree with you. Who am I to say no? Yes, Frank?
No, okay, I'll just say that is already there, but he has raised questions, points, which should be answered in question 6. You will come to see that in question 6.
Okay. We move to the next response. Can you, yes, Professor Brown.
So I have I think when it comes to these things, it should not be centralized.
Yes.
If, for example, in the medicine or anything else, it should be put in the bioethics. So the thing should go to the specific. Because if I look at what I've learned from this training is that the use of AI will differ from different disciplines. If in arts, in arts, for performance arts, you are going to use the tool very differently. If, for example, in biology, you are going to use it very differently. So I think it should be hitched within ethics for different disciplines.
Thank you. For sure, I agree. It's discipline-wise, related. All these considerations are discipline-wise related. I have one response from the online team, and if you get more those who are online, you can forward to me. I can. Professor Abanas Mutiwa, I talked to him in the morning today. He reached me through email. He has been following this. He is from the Commission of University Education. He has been following this discussion. And he has said, I would wish to follow up on the resolutions, especially in streaming of AI in our university curriculum. Wow. So this is from the Commission of University Education. In the morning, our discussion with him was something different, and we agreed. Definitely, we are going to follow this up with him. Everybody is interested. And thank you, Prof. Everybody is interested with what we are doing here, and I'm happy. The next response here was, how can we ensure, it's the same question? How can we ensure the ethical, inclusive, and equitable? The answers image. Yes, but the responses looks many now. Yes, have policies that favor good use. That's okay. Ensure the lecturers are vigilant on how it is used. Yes. Ensure that when it is used, the students are using it for learning and not copying. Correct. That is the ethical use. Yeah. Now that know what is expected of students in the job market, so that you are responsive to the market needs. Show students how to benefit from the use of GenAI, ensuring that students are more informed than the lecturers, because they are currently learning about GenAI in lower classes. Okay. Institutions such as the Commission for University Education are ready to support its use as long as it ensures the students are learning and they are well prepared for the market. Agree. A seminar on change of attitude towards AI probably could help, especially for lecturers. How many of you are for that opinion? Yeah. I am of that opinion myself. There are people, not from the prophetic university, from other universities that I've interacted with, who don't even see why you should even spend sometimes talking about generative AI. Because bado haijawaguza. Bado hawaelewi, hajui ni nini, what's happening, kwani, what's the big deal. So, change starts with you, and then grows to more people. So you're in agreement? Now you are the ambassador. You're the ambassador in your small way. Wacha tuwepeleke hii injili. Because there is something we said, I don't know if it is today in the morning, or it was yesterday morning, that lecturers who will not use generative AI will be replaced by those who use. Get it from me. Very soon. Very soon. Because without GenAI, let's start from there. Okay. With GenAI, your students don't even need you in class. So we agree that. Hawakuhitaji. By saa 4 ya asubuhi anaweza kuwa amemaliza lessons za siku yote. Kwanza presented in a better way with the graphics, figures, diagrams, audio, all those. Amemaliza. And here you are coming with notes zenye ulifunzwa nazo. In 1988, your lecturer alikupea hizo notes na wewe ukaenda tu ka photocopy, so you still have that old copy. So your student is ahead of you, and you see these tools are able to capture the latest information. Yeah. So we need to change our attitude towards this. Students are ahead of you. Get it from me. Get it from me. I used to think I am smart until I met smarter students.
Yes, in how? Because it's just AI that they are using, not like.
That's what we are discussing in this workshop.
Huh?
We are discussing generative AI.
You are smarter.
Prof.
Yes?
You are
Also,
student.
I how I seem to be ahead of me when I'm doing the research which I'm teaching. AI require me because I'm ahead of it.
I'm talking about in terms of use.
I do the research.
Yes. In terms of use.
It's only not the research I'm doing.
Yes.
It's not always, I have not now been taken to AI.
Yes.
So I'm ahead of here.
That's how we want it to be. Professor Muraya, yes, Professor Muraya, in terms of iTools, let me put it to you without fear or, they are ahead of you in knowledge of these tools. You are ahead of them on how to do research, but when you do that research, you're not doing it, and there are millions of you doing the same research in the world, and he can get your research in a snap like this. That student using these tools late in the evening, as you're watching news after your hard day in the lab, your student is getting what the Chinese, the Americans, the Europeans, they are doing in a click of a button. So that's why we agree, all of us, we need to, isn't it? So attitude is the thing, yeah? Then the other thing was courses should be reviewed to include applications of generative AI. So tumesumbua mwalimu wa hesabu, mwalimu wa education. Sasa unataka pale wakati kuwe wanatuambia to list the methodologies of teaching, we also include GenAI as one of the methodologies, or the tools as one of the resources required for that course. Can you foresee us doing that? Yes. It's going to happen. Like it or not, it's happening. GenAI. Like for example, Edna, why would you now still insist that you're giving assignments on coding na wanafunzi wanaenda nazo nyumbani ati wende wakakodie nyumbani? How do you still insist they do that when they can get that code ready for them? What I'm trying to guide you, or guide our thinking, is that we still need to assess them. But on what we assess them is what will change, isn't it? Like those cramming questions, those questions that just requires recall, list, assemble, sijui nini hizo. Zitaenda kuisha. Because now who are you asking to recall? At the name and list.
So, Prof, with all this that you've talked about, not you alone, but all of us, is it now going to be a test of who can use it better versus who is more ignorant, or what? And you should know that the one who is ignorant is not necessarily stupid. It's because he has no access or cannot afford.
Yes. I don't have an answer to your question, but I want to add to that question. Is it a question on who knows how and when to use them? Are those good questions? Yes. They are, yes. Who knows when and how and if to use them? That's the thing. That's the thing. Briefly, I tell you, I was supervising an undergraduate student for undergraduate project. The project, the student came up with a gadget that can water plants, but it has an automatic detection if the soil is dry enough that it requires addition of more water. So it has a moisture sensor that you put in the soil, But the gadget itself, it has a small microprocessor that requires programming, just a simple programming language. So, but my students are not done programming. So he came to me and asked me, Prof, if I get a student from computer science to do such small program for me, and then I program my gadget and it works, would that be a problem to you? This is an honest student, because others used to go without telling me. But now when I challenge them, when they come, it's when they start shaking. You know, they pretend they are the ones who did the codes. So what would you have done if you were me that time? Remember, it's a physics student. This is a physics student, a 4th-year student. What would you have done if you were in my shoes? Because for now, today, the same student he was to come to me today, I would even tell him, no, don't go to Dr. Swadhi's department. Just use, what did you tell me? That school can give me a code. Yo, na zingine. In fact, can I even tell you what he used? Okay, not that one, now a different one of our last year. ChatGPT. Yes. Wa last year alitumia ChatGPT na akapata code. But nataka munianze, yule wa kwanza mwenye nilituma computer science akafanyiwe code. What do you have done?
Yeah, you allow the
Collaboration.
because it's learning in the process. But bro, who is the better? Yule alienda akaonyeshwa ama yule wa chapa? Who is
If all that there are questions, but I sat my student down and I told him, I sat my student down and I told him, I'm not testing you on coding. I'm testing you because you have been a physics student and 87 years ago for physics. I want to see if you have got the physics concepts, the principles that we have taught you here. That's where I'm concentrating. I don't care who did the code for you.
But the question is, who is better?
The better is the person who can be, good in all everything. But does that person exist? The better would be the one who can do all.
Who cannot, let me ask another way, who cannot be replaced by machine? The person who understands the machine learning and also understands the technical thing is likely not to be replaced by machine. But if you only understand the
use it.
You can always be replaced because it's useless.
Can I tell you, Prof, not long time ago, me and Edna, another group from our faculty, Rossi's here, and others from our faculty, we brought a Teach to Give team here. They are based in Nyeri, and I don't know, it took how long? Like 3 hours, and those were computer science students. By the time we were leaving, within those 3 hours, they were taught how to, or the teacher had demonstrated how to do a tool, a generative AI tool, using Python. So these things can be taught, Professor Muraya.
What I'm saying,
and
I should not be mistaken that I'm against them.
Yes.
The technology. I'm for the technology, but let us also, when you're training students, let the students understand what they are doing. Because it's the one you cannot be replaced. You must understand what is even if I'm using to produce these codes, let me understand what is the basis of these codes. Otherwise, you become one that machine.
I agree.
Why will you be employed?
Thank you. I agree with you, Professor. Whoever knows what is happening behind the scene is always better. But if my target is to send Professor Mutua to Nairobi, and I put him in a taxi, I don't care if the driver who is driving that vehicle knows about the let's say what the calorific value of fuel that is being burnt, all those things that the engine is doing. As long as he can put gear 1 drive and then start to follow traffic rules, let's go. Are you getting? Because the goal is to reach Nairobi.
No.
But okay.
Bro.
Okay.
Prof, you are my senior.
Yes.
But now that we are academicians, I think there is that other bit that we must get into.
Yes.
We must get to know exactly what is happening. Not necessarily the algorithms and so forth, because they are the computer scientists who are doing that. And like, for example, myself, I'm not a computer scientist. So I'm trying to compete with Professor Mutua in an area that it is not mine, and he's not competing with me. In my area, I'm an authority that Professor Mutua is not. And I can tell things that he will not understand. And he can also tell things that I cannot understand in his area. So I still believe, whatever is happening behind the wheel, there should be one of us here who should be able to understand, so that we are not just consumers, that tunafinya hii button, kunafanyika hivi. Ukifinya hii button nyingine, kunaenda hivi. Just one more minute. Just a minute. Just one. Myself, I am a particle physicist, and we do a lot of coding and programming. Nilienda Jerumani, nikawekwa kwa group moja na Mjerumani mwenye alianza kufanya coding at grade 4 at 5. Myself, I saw a computer in my eye after form 4. And I am supposed to do the same thing that this guy is doing, who started doing those robotics that we are trying to tell to our children, and we are very excited that my child can do 1, 2, 3. They were doing them, your age mates were doing them that time. So I go to the same group, I'm supposed to do same thing with somebody who did those things when I was still grazing cows around. But I had the physics concepts in me. So I know the physics concept in me. After around 1 year, when I got to know, oh, these are the tricks that you people do, I was faster than them. Because these guys, we could be given as an assignment, after 2-3 days, the guy has done everything. For me, that thing will take me like 3 weeks, because I need first of all to learn what is going on. So, we must know what is happening at the background. We cannot be all of us the button guy. Those that are doing those things like Akinaiti and Shave, who are behind now the computer coding and things, they should know. But for me and Professor Muraya, let us press the button.
So, Margaret, let's start with Margaret. Give Margaret the mic, Margaret, and then Eric. Shortly, because we are concluding.
I want to respond to the professor's question. I will say that preferences vary. So students may get better if they are one-on-one with someone or with the GenAI. So the final product is the most important. So if you can go GenAI, go for it. If you can go for the human education, go for it. Maybe the consequence for the human is that we also attach our feelings. So as educationists, let us allow our students to go where they prefer, but we check the final answer.
No, the final.
So. Thank you. Bring the mic to Eric.
The process.
This will be concluded by Professor Mutua.
I think now we are getting lost.
Yes. But we are allowed to agree to disagree. Yes.
Thank you very much. Computer scientist. Unfortunately, success in my work relies on the computer. According to that matter.
Yes.
I didn't learn it, but I had to learn it to use it. But I want to say that let's use these things as add-ons so that they rest on the primary knowledge. And then we basically use them to catalyze or enhance our efficiency. But if we go for them full throttle and kill first principle, then we will be in for a road shock. Yeah. I know we all drive, or not all, as most of us here drive us, but some do not know how actually the car operates the engine. Yeah, but they are okay. But the moment comes when that car stalls, then you realize I need to change the tire.
You go to the phone book and get the number of a mechanic.
Yes, you call. But it could come tonight where that passport is not there. So I will still insist. And I think even for us in research, if you're going to surrender everything to GenAI, you're going to be obsolete. There are a lot of first principles. this is my theory, from what I can accept or not, that what GenAI is doing is just looking at the databases of what has been put there from the first principles. And then collect all this and package it well and brand it at its own creation. But these are works that are resting on other people's shoulders. So we should still check that, because if we cannot check that, then we cannot even trust the accuracy of what we are getting from this AI. I'm not saying AI is bad, but let's have the first principle so that we can also put AI to account.
In Eldoret, to reinforce what he has said, I'm agreeing with him, is that when we learned how to use these tools and we were given a chance to experiment, I experimented and I've been giving this example over and over again. I generated an exam, a physics exam. I went to electrodynamics, what was physics when I know you. Went to aerodynamics and I told it to give me multiple choice questions on electrodynamics. The first question that I got, that was on ChatGPT, the multiple choice. It gave me the question, gives you the 4 multiples and the correct answer. Neither of all the 4 were correct, but it picks one of it as correct. Yeah, generated a question, 4 choices, and then the answer here down. Neither of the 4 was correct, but it picks one of them as the correct answer. Actually, it was about Maxwell's equations. It gave me the Maxwell's equations written in differential form, so it's checking on which equation is correct. The one that it gave me as correct was even also wrong. It was missing actually it was just missing one term. So, but the rest, I generated 10 questions. The other 9 were correct. Perfect. So, but then I wondered, why did it get it wrong in the first one? First of all, even before I tell you what I did after, I'm agreeing with him that you must also understand the principles yourself. Singejua kama ni wrong, because if I'm not a lecturer in physics, I would not have known that, and I've taught it for many years. If it was a student, I can prepare that as the correct answer. Kifikiria iko sawa. Anyway, but now because I know it, I knew it's wrong. But then I decided, okay, let me test this ChatGPT again. You know, initially my prompt was generate for me 10 questions, 10 multiple 10 questions in electrodynamics. So then I picked that question, the way it had generated itself. I picked that question and I went down there and told ChatGPT, give me the correct solution for this question. So I placed it down there. Guess what? Gave me the correct one on the second prompt. The same thing. So you must understand, and to say me that principles are not supposed to be understood. Let's agree. All of us agree. Okay? Let's all of us agree. But there are some areas. Yes?
So we should go for kuku ama mayai.
Kuku ama mayai, Professor Mutua.
You know, if you look at Maros, go and Jamaica. That one I leave it for this. I had a human guy here. So I had to tell you, Dr. Bura. I can tell you've been very busy. So now that you've been so busy, that is your work. You need to tell us, ni kuku ama ni mayai? Nilikuja ya kwanza.
It's not known. The biologists will confirm that.
I know will go around, it comes around Robin, eh? Okay, fine, thank you very much. Prof, I disappeared briefly to attend to something, but I'm back. I have been able to participate briefly on your sentiments, but I've gotten the gist of it. I don't take a lot of time because I know a number of us are traveling. But still, if you've got a question, we still can be able to answer it. I'll start from Dr. Ndeke here, and he was a bit mad at Prof because of some sentiments that he made. But one thing is for sure, I agree with you, Malik. We can never run away from physicists, from the basic principles. I just want us to have something very simple, and let's do it practically. 1 times 1?
1.
2 times 2?
4.
4 times 4? 16 times 16?
256 times 256. You are banner. Shida inaingilia wapi? Makosa imeanza kutendeka, eh? Now, that is the basic principle of arithmetic. We can comfortably be able to do it. It doesn't mean that we cannot be able to compute 256 times 256. We can, but how long do we need? Some substantial amount of time. Now, it's unfortunate that still, if we were to collect the answers, there's a likelihood that still the answers would vary. True or false? Some group will be right, and another group will be wrong. That means, as we continue increasing, our accuracy levels decrease. But that does not mean we are stupid. Because the calculator can be able to give us 256 times 256 in a second. Has it replaced us? No. So our fears are completely unfounded.
They are not necessarily fears. They are not fears.
No, it hasn't replaced in any way our mental faculties in any way. We still can be able to compute it. But the key thing, what has happened is this. As humans, we'll always want to find a way in which we can make our tasks much more tenable, efficient, and accurate. So we have only transferred the basic principles into an embedded system that can quickly be able to do that task, and it is dedicated just to do that. If now you gave the same calculator a polynomial equation, will it solve? Will it solve? The mathematicians in the house, you can just give us some example of a polynomial equation. The calculator will require you to punch in specific parameters for you to be able to guide it in solving that specific polynomial equation. Now, we are not saying that you need all of you to be experts in GenAI or AI. It's impossible. But life is layered. Everything is multi-tiered in one way or the other. Now, you have a computer or a phone that you're using. Let's just go to the phone. Which operating system are you using in your phone? Android. How does Android or iOS that you're using deal with memory allocation? Exactly. But can you use your phone? Yes. Is it helping you achieve whatever you want to achieve? Yes. Thank you. Everybody has their own role in that case. There's a developer and a designer who is going to deal with the kerneling at the operating system level in that case. And not every computer scientist will also be able to do that. When you move at a higher level, there are applications. Every now and then you are downloading apps. There's also another computer scientist whose role is to play around you as the user and the operating system down there. He doesn't even know how to allocate memory using the operating system, but he knows how to play around with Android or iOS and be able to communicate with the resources down there, but he doesn't know how to do the nitty-gritties at the operating system. However, exposure is very important. That is why you can be able to download an app. And that's why we are telling you need to know that there are GenAI tools that you can be able to use in your field. As computer scientists, we cannot be everything. However, we can be able to collaborate and come up with various solutions that we need to have. Why? Because in our expertise, we need to have use cases. If today, let's take what Edna told us she's doing. She's detecting tuberculosis. But just take Edna, So, Prof, as you give your that readiness case, members, because we do several things together so that we don't lengthen our stay here. Be giving your feedback for the workshop. Tuna swali tutawauliza, imekuwaje as you listen to Professor. The QR code will be projected there for that link, or I'll give you the link for groups. Especially the DAD group, ile group yetu tuko na tupia hiyo link hapo. Just click the link, it takes you straight to the form. But give the other ear to Professor because he is doing a very nice conclusion. Proceed, Professor.
Thank you, Prof. Yes. So exposure is very important, and that's what we are saying. And I think this is a very good workshop because we come from a very cross-disciplinary background. From physics, if I need to develop an app, I need to consult Dr. there. And as Edna was giving the example of the research she's doing in tuberculosis, today if you went to the hospital and you took your x-ray and you brought it to her, umwambie, daktari nilisikia wewe sasa umekuwa daktari, siwezi unaweza niambia kama niko na TB ama sina. Just give her that x-ray. What will she do with it? No, she doesn't even have a computer. Umepatana naye huko. Unajua tukitembea kwa village, we are not doctors and everything, lakini sababu unaita doctor, they think you can treat everything, eh? So now anasikia ana treat TB. Can she be able just to look at it and be able to say, from my experience of radiology, unahitaji uende uone daktari. Can she tell?
No. If it's okay.
The way she is,
a computer science.
The way she is, she has zero additional training.
No.
Will she tell? She can, eh?
Maybe.
Just give him my mic, please. Prof. Right behind you.
Okay, Prof, I think what we are saying,
yes,
relating to that, or even the phone, that every area of knowledge has evolved, and the technology has made studying these areas simpler.
True.
What we are dealing to you guys in AI is that continue producing scientists. I think these discussions will be more interesting if your students would tell us, this is an algorithm I can work out and lead to this.
Yes.
Now see what AI can do. For example, I'm a chemist.
Yes.
There are things in chemistry which 10 years ago we were doing on the bench, the testations, and those kind of things. But today we have computer programs that can do that. But we still teach those reaction mechanisms. I'll be more happier if my student can sit in an interview and articulate these principles of reaction mechanisms and still use chemical application on the computer. I'm a bit afraid when your students say that what we should be interested to is the solution. It worries. We are going to. I had an American professor who used to tell me, you can easily be training your career answers when you think you are training engineers. Can we keep training engineers? Because this can easily generate into training of answers as opposed to engineers. So we are not against AI, but should it shut down today? I have been in presentations where when power goes off, a PhD student presenting his work will wait for the power to come back to say something next. And you are like, you mean a project that you have done for 3 years, power has to come back for you to tell us something?
Okay, thank you very much. I hear you. I hear you. Well, let us first of all erase the fact, the imagination that our students cannot do this. That's a misconception. I can tell you, Tony, that we didn't have the chance perhaps to showcase our students from various institutions. But I'll tell you that we are having so many tools that have been developed by our very own students. These algorithms, we are running them and developing them using our students. As we speak, I know one of my students, an undergraduate student, actually did that. The first application of ChatGPT did is that he translated everything and he provided what is called Sheria Mkononi. And you can be able to query any legal question in Swahili from his specific app, in that case. And so many other use cases. I think we didn't have the chance to be able to showcase that. I think here, because of being cross-disciplinary, we could not come and become so technical. We were only trying to welcome you to our world in a much more softer way. Unajua mgeni mara ya kwanza lazima umbembeleze. Lakini we get to the LLMs and the algorithmic development, it gets crazy. But at this level, what we are simply saying is, you know, we are talking of the output. There must be input. But in between, there's something that we are not talking about, processing. That processing, for it to be able to help you, actually what you're saying, the tools that you're using in simulating, the titrations and the rest, how did the computer get to know that you can put a number of modes and it gives you the impression that you are doing all that? You don't know, but you're using it. Somebody in computing has done that, okay? But the problem is one, you want to make us superhuman beings, which we are not. You know you can code, but you cannot code everything. I need to be able to work with you. So as you come and you explain to me in a systematic way that I need a system that can be able to do A to Z. This is the process flow of that exercise. Then from that, now I can easily be able to tweak that specific thing in a language that the computer is able to understand. But if you do not have the exposure of what you know, you will only have it in your mind, but you cannot express yourself. And that's why we're having this discussion where we can easily be able to say, it doesn't matter where you come from, you're a physicist, you're an educationist, you're a chemist, we don't care about the background. Do you have that specific, simple knowledge that you can easily be able to say, I want something that behaves like X, Y, and Z? And that takes us back to the review of curriculum. We need to review our curriculum. I have had a stint, I think with Edna and many others, in studying Singapore and China, briefly. And I'll tell you this, it doesn't matter whatever course you're doing in China. Even if you're doing linguistics, you'll do a coding course, you'll do a databases course, you'll do a networking course, a number of courses. Like it or not. But what have we done here? We have separated things. Kama wewe ni mtu ya physics, unataka kitu ya biology, si ndio? Kama wewe ni wa biology, you don't want anything to do with chemistry. But none can exist independently. It's the only time we go back to the roots, and we had the so-called general science. Let us see what can you be able to borrow from physics, from computing, from mathematics and all that, so as we create a complete generation. We are not saying that you become an expert in coding, but you need to have an idea of exactly what you need to have. That is the most fundamental thing that we need to have. Aside of that, I want to tell you, what you see on the internet is actually the tip of the iceberg. Much of the data in the internet exists in the so-called the dark web. Much of it is hidden. We only interact with what is being scored and, grabbed from the websites and what has been published fully. But behind it we have a lot of data that most of us cannot be able to access. So, it is the high time as us, whatever you're doing in chemistry, physics, genetics and all that, we have the role as Africans to be able to upload this information, collaborate with the computer scientists, and we can have our own pre-trained models that can be able to factor in all these other things. Then, the parting shot that I'll tell you is this. That will bring something we call reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is where you're going to award and reward when it makes correct. You're just given as an example. You can be able to keep on training. That's why we talk of training a model until it gets to very high levels of accuracy. But as at now, if you find a model 100%, give it a different test, it's going to fail. And when we are doing this, the question will come home. Most of these things we are running on data centers that are hosted in the US, in the UK, and so many other places. Who is going to help us, give us this processing power? Because you know one thing, what you have done is very little. If you just subscribe to ChatGPT, if you just go to ChatGPT Premium, You'll be mesmerized at the features that are there. The things that you can do with ChatGPT Premium are exceptional. Eh? And you know what is going to happen? We are being hoodwinked, all of us, and being flocked like sheep into accepting everything. Eh? We have given our data, everything, and after some time, what do they tell you? Pay for it. Pay for it. Pay for it. Eh? For now, we are using it free version. But the free is very expensive. Eh? I'm sure that now a number of you already have gotten a message from Gmail telling you your email is almost full. Eh? Yes. Okay, you already received it. Eh? If you are they are telling you already, you have already spent your space. Eh? A number have been given a notice that from this date you will not be receiving emails. Eh? This is not different. Let us look ahead, plan, and at different forums. Unfortunately, decisions are made by politicians. For those who are there, it is a high time as a government and as a continent, we sat down and came up with our own very own models and data centers that are run by Africans, for Africans and to the world. So as when Donald Trump becomes the president, he's not going to put truth to his statement. I can shut down that internet and the Africans will come home crying. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Prof. It was a pleasure having you here in Chuka. We really appreciate for your thoughts. So, ladies and gentlemen, kinacho mwanzo, we can't proceed with this because it can't end here. It won't end. But I like it that I've left, or we have left, at a position where we are not even agreeing. Meaning that we are asking ourselves those hard questions that need answers. And as we ask those hard questions, together with all the contributions that you have made, Professor Moraya has made, Deke has made, Opio has made, and myself, Guru, and all of us, we still think about the policies. That's the thing. How do we regulate the use? So that those first principles that Jogunga is interested, we still make sure that our students are able to make or to have them, so that we are also not hoodwinked like gods. Because, you know, Mutu has ended with a cautionary statement. And now this is coming to what Professor Moraya was contributing towards. Siku watazifunga, because they are not ours. There's a caution. So we show you the first face of the coin, but remind you that there is another. Kakizimwa, we will proceed. That's why policies needs to be in place. That as you allow your student to use, you still want them to be competent. And we can also be able to develop their own. We can be able to have that capacity to develop our own. I can see people are busy filling in that the code is on the touchboard for the feedback. For the DAD scholars, there is a link in our group. For those who are online, they were sent through Kenneth. But I want us now to think about how we close this. And we have started. This is the closing ceremony now. Tell your neighbor, we are closing. We are closing, yes, we are closing. I said 3, maybe Felista sijui kama alishika 3 p.m. Did I say 3 p.m. or 3 a.m.? The time of closing. Okay, 3 p.m. So we are still closing at 3 p.m. I want us to do the following. We have started the closing ceremony. I would like, as Professor Moraya is rising up, everybody from Chuka, including those who are facilitating, those who are doing many things on the desk there, anybody from Chuka, kindly stand up. Kindly stand up. Anybody from Chuka, anybody from Chuka. We were bigger than this when we were starting. So our guests, these are my people. Some are online, some are here, and they have kept you company to this far. Tupigie makofi. Are they a wonderful team? Yes. Have they handled you well?
Yes.
You're happy?
Yes.
And there are more who are not here. For example, where team mweke yuko nje, Gen Z, come. Martin, come. Come with Anne and Teresa. These ones we can see them. The others you can't even see those who served you food. The hotel people, there are many more, including the VC who came and the representative of the VC who came and opened the meeting. So this is the guy we call Gen Z here. Come here. You see, I'm surrounded by a team of Gen Z. He is an intern in my office. Teresa was our best graduating student in the year 2022. Yes.
Askari who kept our gadget.
And Askari who kept our gadget. And then there is Anne Kamwara. Where is Gabriel? Gabriel is there. Gabriel Mkonoju. Gabriel is an admin from my office. Where is Moses? Yes, that is the team. Then we have the team, the IT team. Mkonoju, Saif, Kipchumba. Where is the other IT guy? Bristol. Kirui. I've known Kirui now for 3 days. This is the third day I'm doing. So this is the team, the support team. Who else did I leave in the support team? Now there's the media. Media. You know, Kono kwa camera. I may not know of them by names, but they are good people. Dulu tunamjua sisi wote. Kuna wale Kadule, mkono juu. Kigodo, mkono juu. Huyo kwa kamera anaitwa nani? Ruth Nangira, huyo kwa hii kamera iko hapa. There is another one there at the back. Yes. Mogeshagi, yes, which means a villager. I think he is a relative to our vice president. Yes. Who is that? Katana. Thank you. Did I leave anyone? Okay. Mombi our mic man. Na unajua mic ndio inanipeaga nguvu. So nguvu zote nilikuwa natoa kwa Mombi. Then at the camera, Mutava. Thank you. That's the team from Chuka, the support team. Then we have the lecturers, Ndeke, Kimathi. You can say quickly like that without saying anything. Ndeke, Kimathi, quickly.
Yes. Mercy. Justa.
Mwanzia.
Victoria. Hello.
Muchie.
Bakanansi, yes. Olivia. Say your name. Enoch. Yes. Shelmi. Gogi. Weni. Professor Morelli. And on behalf of that team, can I have Dr. Olivia come and say thank you on behalf of that team and you've introduced the Chuka? Is the chief guest.
Hello. Habari ya jioni. Najua mmepigiwa kelele nyingi ya GenAI, so we want to do some environmentally friendly claps. Yes, sawa. So first we want to appreciate the management for allowing us to do this workshop here. Next, we want to thank all the guests, the speakers, the professors, the doctors. Some of us have been excited. I had no idea about GenAI, but right now I'm coming out of here a scholar, maybe an intermediate scholar. So thank you to the teachers, the moderators, wenye wametufunza mambo yote ya GenAI. Thank you to all the guests from the 15 universities across Kenya and the IPR. Karibuni sana Chuka once again, not just to be taught about AI, but once again you can just come kututembelea. I hope you had a good experience, good hosting. Welcome once again. Let's clap to them. For you being good students. When you're baptized in fire of GenAI, let's clap to them. I know that those diehards wamesema hatutoki. I think a little the laggards. But I know with time, watatransform. Mwingine tumeongea akasema, hii GenAI itatufanya tukue, not zombies. We'll be very, our minds will shrink. The story of Adam could count, name all the animals, all the plants, all the trees. But right now, how many of us can identify just the plants in Chuka University? So our minds have shrunk. So now his argument is GenAI. Our minds will become microscopic. So as we embrace GenAI, I wanted to appreciate the laggards and pray that they be baptized in fire. And to yourself, Jana tulifunzwa to generate a new clap for yourself. If you can remember what you generated, clap for yourself the GenAI way. And thank you to the chairman of this committee. Thank you for the good work you've done. And thank you to everyone that I have missed, the entire technical team. You've done a beautiful job, an amazing job. Let's clap to them. Hey, no, thank you. Clap for me too for thanking me. Have a lovely time.
Asante sana Olivia. Pigeni Olivia makofi. Thank you, Daktari. Now, on behalf of our guests who came from, we counted, Daktari, 17 different institutions in Kenya, and many more are online. Can I have a feel of how many people are online here? It's possible for me. I have a feel of how many people are online. Yes, 13. There are 13. I wish I had all their names. I would have mentioned and acknowledged because they have come to the end. Probably if I'm given that capacity, I would like all the guests to stand up, other than our facilitator, Professor Mutua. All the guests. Yes. Okay. Can all the DAD stand up as I acknowledge the people who are online? I would like to acknowledge and appreciate the following. Dr. Jacinta Kavuluko, since yesterday, alikuwa ananiambia, I'm getting trouble logging in. I would like to log in. Kindly assist me, Professor, and I'm happy Jacinta is still with us. Dr. Mwangi, I may not know the other name, but Mwangi maybe in Mwangi Games, if Nato is there. Emily Murerwa. Thank you, Emily. Emily is a lecturer here. She has been following. I was informed that yesterday. I feel appreciated, Emily, where you are. Eric Kuria was the president of that group. We share the name Kuria with Eric, so my other name is Kuria. So appreciate my namesake. Lilian Makena Mugambi, also a lecturer here. Thank you, Lilian. Oh, Margaret Mwangi. You can guess who is Margaret Mwangi? Mrs. Kamwero. Okay. Morage Peter. Thank you for being there. So if you are there, stream. Winfred Mutweli, also a lecturer from Chuka. She's there with us. So we are happy. So our visitors, asanteni sana kwa kuja. You are of value. You brought DAD to Chuka, and your presence has been felt. Your presence has vibrated everywhere. I told you about the prophecy of Jerusha Kanywa. I know you are leaving this place happy. Unajua nikitaka kujua watu wako happy, naangaliaga nani? Nikiangalia naona Opio anasemaye, najua huku ni kuzuri. Because Opio will never hide her displeasure. You will say this is not working. But when I see Opio was waiting until the closing ceremony, nikajua huku ni kuzuri. And not only Opio, all of you. Nyinyi ni watu wa maana sana. Sana. I would like to tell that from the bottom of my heart. I walk this journey with you. Since I told you I am proposing to DAD, we hold such an event in Chuka. All of you responded and told me, Prof, I'm with you. That one. And you gave me your details. I'm happy. We started to go, okay, kuna wawili watatu walidrop, but I'm happy for you. So feel appreciated. So nyinyi mlikuwa mmejiintroduce majina mkachukuliwa mpaka na kamera. Professor Agwata alikuwa na shida, nitaenda tu ni paste hapo kwa Professor Agwata image yangu. But kwenu mmenipea ruhusa image zenu zikae kwa website ya university. And the videos that zenye tumechukua. Siko sawa? Thank you very much. On your behalf, I would like Paris to tell us something what this group is feeling. Paris, come and tell us what this group is feeling. As you see that. And I hope you are giving your feedback. The QR code is there, and also you will have the link to the feedback form. Thank you, Karibu.
Thank you, Prof. So, Prof alichagua the wrong person kupatiana vote of thanks because I'm not a very good orator, though I'm a teacher, but I'll try my best. So, on behalf of the participants, tumefurahia. We are happy. We want to give a big thank you to Professor Kamweru from Concept Development akatuliza nani yako interested, wengine tukabeba, tumezoea kwenye DAD Rose, tunakutana watu wengi hapa DAD workshop, so we were really interested. For me, I only know ChatGTP, and I know it through my 9-year-old daughter who tells me, and I ChatGTP. So I've learned. I think big thank you to the speakers. You were very happy. You taught us very well, and I'm now very enlightened. I've seen my colleague here doing a picture of his old grandmother, and I'm psyched up to go and do it the same way. So Chuchuka University mmetukaribisha, mkatuonyesha mpaka the hidden treasure huko juu. So we also want to give you a big thank you to you. Tunaweza kupatia 5 factorial, the Chuka team. Aya, tuwe ready. You want to go? Thank you. So again, I want to appreciate our speakers. Tulianza na Moses akatufundisha akatuambia generative AI, tukaanza kushtuka what are these? They're going to replace us. Tukaanza kuwa na wasiwasi. Right, sasa standard class na bado nikituma videos. Some of us we are sometimes lazy, so tukaanza kufikiria the strategy we'll be using to teach.
Even more lazy.
So I'll be downloading notes, naeka kwa video natuma. Naambia kujeni online class, Kenneth. Naeka video, mimi napika jikoni, si ndio? So I want to thank our speakers from Dr. Moses, Dr. Mugo, Professor Makau came today, Dr. Edna. I tried to interact with her yesterday, and I'm really motivated to use these tools. So we want to give them, it's not really, we are going downwards, it's not at Kochini, but to now appreciate you in that way. So let's give them a 4 factorial. So ready, tunakuwa organized. So let's 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you very much. So again, lastly I want to appreciate us. Tumekuwa hapa, nimeona watu Prof. Daktari Jobunga anasema pana, ndeke hapana tutakubali kureplacewa. Yeah, but at the end of it, the take-home message is that still we'll need our basic knowledge, but also enhance. So these are, I picked another good word from the speakers, enablers. They're not replacing us, they are our enablers. So let's give a hand clap to ourselves. We're giving ourselves 3 factorial. So again, warm up. So 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you very much. And then kuna hand clap ya hidden treasures. Tumeenjoy huko. Tumeoga maji moto. Wengine wanafurahia? I'm sure ni 1% maybe. But the place was very good. Good food. I've eaten hata nimesikia my trouser is tight on me today. Even though I plan to lose weight. So we've had a good time. We've seen the clean air and hidden. For us, we're in Nairobi. Just in Nairobi, hata jirani yako akiongea unasikia. So that place was really hidden, and I hope those who are still remaining, you'll get some treasure. So let's give a 2 factorial to hidden treasure. So we're ready, organized way. So 1, 2, 3, let's go. Thank you very much, Prof. And the one on the mic, go.
A 3 factorial for her. 3 factorial. Thank you very much, Paris. Why did you think you were the wrong person? Ningepata mwingine mzuri kama huyo? Mwingine ningetoa wapi? Hakuna. So I'm grateful to you, Paris. We appreciate you all. I would like Prof. Edna to represent our facilitating team. You receive all the thanks from these people. They have been verbalized, but we appreciate you. It goes, we know the effort that goes into preparation. And Edna ametumika mara mbili. She was still planning for the workshop, as also preparing to present. It's not an easy task. Plus many other things we have done behind the scene to make this a success. You know, when you see something moving, just know somebody alisiketi mahali akifanya the best, ndio. So together with the organizing team, Professor Masivea, Muraya, James, Kimathi, Deke, much has gone in, and LOC, much has gone into the preparation together with my secretariat and the IT team, and it's wonderful. We are very grateful to God and everybody who have played a part. Kadore is smiling at me, reminding me DA is also there, doing what they does best, together with the social platform. We are very grateful. But on behalf of the presenters, Mugo who left and Dr. Moses, receive our gratitude. We are very, very happy. So, mtawapea nini? Ulikuwa mmewapea ingine. Wapea ingine watuketi chini.
Continuous.
Yes? Continuous. Ile rashi, what do you call them? Okay, wapeeni hiyo ngurumo na randi ya okay, then ianguke ikianguka. Aya, ikianguke tena. Thank you, you can say. Thank you, we appreciate. So, before I invite the person to officially cross this, because now I'm supposed to say anything related to GenAI anymore after he speaks. Saif, can I see the feedback? Yes, I'm told time ni mbaya sana. So I'm not talking about AI, I'm just talking about the feedback of the workshop. So and as I do, as Saif is coming there, I make, no, let me not make the announcement before it's closed. It's just an announcement for the DAD team. How do you rate? We are happy, 81% saying excellent, the remaining percentage is saying good. Proceed to the next one. So hapo tunapata excellence, which is good. Which topics? Topics imekaa hapo zimeng'ang'ana. Frontiers in GenAI in STEM leading, the one with Professor Mutua. We are very happy that you are interested with all those topics, and you can see the numbers. The list is 18 to 26, the same range. Yeah? We are very happy that you got excited with all our topics. You can go. We were just scanning through. I can share these results with you later. Scan through. Move to the next question. Were there any topics you felt were missing? Introduction to coding, yeah. Yes, I would wish to have more practicals on GenAI. Okay, skills in aka exercises, specific AI tools, hands-on. In aka kama next time now you do now a lab. We come now in a lab setup, we do this. I think I've got the gist there. We move to the next. Here we go, hands-on skills, design. How engaging were the presenters? 71%, that is first class. 71%. Saying very engaging. We move to the next one. Yani all presenters are first class holders. I noted that when I saw Professor Mutua, even the look itself, a first class look. Was the length of the workshop appropriate for the content covered just right? 76%. Big first class. We move on. So I hope Dr. Mabubi, you are getting. Yeah. So how would you rate the interactive elements? Excellent, 61%. Hapo tuko na B. So the interactive sessions, next time we need to get an A. Yeah, but somebody saying if we add the good and the excellent, it's even an A. So we proceed. Yeah, okay. Do you feel more informed about generative AI applications in higher education? 92%. So 8%. We were somehow. We compensate. If we join the 97. So get up on 100. Yes, but we'll be happy that you gave your honest response. We move next. How do you plan to apply what you have learned? I would be interested with this myself, together with the experiment Dr. Thika, so that we know if we are. I'm going back to DAD and telling them we did this. I need this to tell them that the people did this, but they expect this. Like the one that of hands-on skills. There is a challenge we were given. Who said that we can have another one that maybe deals with AI in examinations or assessments and Quina practicals? Probably we will think about that. So is that the last question? Move on. What did you enjoy most? The presentations, tools, presentations and presenters, interactions. Scroll down. AI and academia, provoking votes, the interactive Q&A. Somebody said accommodation and plenaries. Yeah, that is so good. The resource persons were very informed. Ah, this is good. I also noted the same. They surprised me. I knew them, I knew all of them, but I think they got sharper, except Professor Muzua I met here, wengine tunajuana before, and I think everybody is getting sharper. Ama nini ina notice hivyo. It's like every day people are getting smarter and smarter, and I'm happy. Go down. Everything was excellent. Everything, organization, selection of presenters, content, thought-provoking presentations. We are happy. Is that was the last? Saif? When it's the last one, you thumbs up. Okay? Do you have any suggestions for improving future workshops on this topic? Yes. The suggestion is we keep up. Okay? Rope in the rest of the academic staff of Chuka University. Yes, we will. We rope them. But I know the person meant loop. We loop them. we will loop, not rope them. Yeah, have it at least for 3 days. Yeah, we're increasing the day. So this one I'll tell you requires 1 extra day. Proceed down. Create a tool, yes, thank you. Present actual success cases in teaching, yes. More time should be dedicated for future sessions, okay. Proceed. No more awareness to the educators, include algorithms. Proceed down. Not make at least 3 days, should be more practical. We get all your feedback and it matters to us. Was that the last one? Move next. Would you recommend this workshop to others? 97% yes. So we are doing very well. Move next. Please share any additional comments or feedback regarding the workshop. It was a nice experience. Findings should be shared with the CUE parliamentarians. If that is not Philip Maego, I'm wondering who is that. All the facilitators, it is a nice recommendation, Philip. Don't say it's not you. It was a nice workshop. Looking forward for. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to attend the workshop. Go down, very timely. So you get the feeling, registrar. Yes, and that's the last one. I'm happy. So, ladies and gentlemen, now allow me to introduce Dr. Mabubi. He has got the spirit. He has got the picture of what was happening to conclude and close the workshop for us. Immediately after that, I just make announcement for leaving, not for the workshop.
Good evening, everybody. I think I'm excited to come and join you as we close the event. And I've been looking at the faces. As an administrator, I know when people are bored, I know when they're excited. And these people are still very energetic, Prof. I appreciate this. Artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence has permeated all sectors of society currently, from engineering to marketing, to advertising, to security, whatever it is. And if you watch news oftenly, you will actually notice this use of robotics. In most of the adverts, we are now moving away from people's faces, the rise of Telgat to robotics. Why is this happening? It is safer. It is safer because individuals are saying, you expose us, we take you to court and you pay us 6 million. So as institutions, we are moving from that, and that's why AI is becoming very, very important. Now, given that AI has permeated all sectors of our lives and our society, it means that within the higher education sector, where we are talking about generative artificial intelligence, the biggest thing about the higher education sector is that it is the industry that produces all these sectoral people. It's the industry that generates everybody in all the sectors. We work on them and they go out ready for use by the society. And now the essence to us as facilitators, as lecturers, as researchers, the work that happens when you're a lecturer is go to a class and the class you're handling know more than you do. The disaster you get as a lecturer is go to class, you're handling a topic and the students have more content than you do. Am I talking to somebody? Yes. So in essence, we are saying that as we engage ourselves in a relationship with an interaction with AI, we are trying to make ourselves better than the people we are handling. We are trying to be a step ahead of everybody else. What is the take home therefore as we conclude? Having learned, partaken of this, gotten all the knowledges, gotten all the experiences and all the feedback they have received, what is the way forward? As you go back to where you come from, as you go back to where you come from, as you go back to institutions, you must generate a coffee house to share information, to start strategies that propel the use of AI within the higher education sector. We must get and share information so that when you go back, have a brief meeting, even with yourself, just to assess how good are you at AI, how good are you at utilizing the tenets and the essence of AI. When this happens, share the information with your colleagues, share the message with your departmental fellows, and of course, come up with a strategy that's going to make the realization of generative AI realizable within the organization. If you do that, you'll have benefited from being in Chuka for the last 2 or so days. When you go back, feedback. At least, I know in some institutions, there's always a back office report. What is the key essence of that report? What will you highlight in that report? Whatever you highlight in that report must have a recommendation on how to institutionalize AI within the various institutions. Then you do that, another consortium of this nature should be able to bring up new challenges, success stories, and of course, what and how far you've gone in terms of institutionalizing AI within the higher education sector, and in this case, more specifically, within your institutions. Because if you do this, then you're better off. There have been challenges that have been raised. There are challenges that are common, and some of the questions are, we are talking about the higher education sector, and we are talking about the methods, we are talking about assessment, we are talking about delivery, and we are talking about outputs. As we think through all these things, we are saying, at what point do we utilize artificial intelligence? And what does it help us do? That's the take home. What the AI is going to help us do? At the end of the day, it's there, it's that we cannot run away from it. It's there already with us. Because I'm told in some situations, as a student sit for examinations, they can be able to get the answer within a flick of a second because of artificial intelligence. How do you go about those kind of new challenges using artificial intelligence? So yes, this was a workshop. This was an eye-opener. This was a kind of interactive session to ensure that we are well honed, to ensure that we are reactivated. I know that people here, including facilitators, who have it all and they know what they're supposed to do, but you're saying this interaction made us thirst. It made us thirst for more information on artificial intelligence. It makes us thirst and try to dream about what you need to do when you get back to organizations, when you get back to institutions, and even I said at individual level. So for me, as we close, begin with yourself. How ready are you for AI? I don't need an answer. Bwana asifiwe. In church, when people speak, they say, jipeleleze moyo wako. Jipeleleze nini? Moyo wako. So as you go back to institution, ask yourself as an individual, as a participant, how ready are you for AI? Then move across beyond yourself and think about your department and your section. How ready are they for AI? Then move it, escalate to your department. How ready are they for AI? And then after that, look at your organization. How ready are you for AI? When you ask yourself these questions, then you'll be telling yourself, therefore, this being the scenario after this kind of assessment, after this kind of structural analysis, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? And then the final question will be, what is my role in ensuring that we institutionalize generative artificial intelligence? And at that point, on behalf of the university management, I wish to declare this workshop officially closed. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. After the closure, you don't talk. Imefungwa. So, Felista, kuja utuombee. Ombee jane masist na wale wanasafiri, wale tunabaki tumebarikiwa. I want to say, for those who are spending the night with us as you come, hidden treasures, there is a bonus. Thank you. Thank you. Immediately after tea, chai tunakunywa hapa chini, tunapeleka kwa viewpoint ya delivery. Most of you ni wageni hapa. It's good and you enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof. I think it will be good we stand up.
Prof was appreciated as a person. Because especially for the majority here who are scholars, you know how hard it is to get money out and bring such a crowd. Allow me to note one thing. I love your model. I noticed that we have been to many workshops, but there's something very special about this group. Chuka University staff, Prof loves you. We have not seen someone who has been able, I don't know how he appropriated the money, I don't know how he has made us comfortable and also included a lot of you. And let's just give him a... We appreciate it. Thank you. Let's pray. Almighty and everlasting Father, we come before you this evening. We are grateful that we have had a great time in this place. We have had a lot of learning, a lot of interactions, and Jehovah, you have been good to us. We have not had incidences or accidents. We have learned, we have work ahead of us, and we are trusting that with you, Lord, we are going far as individuals and above all as groups, as people who are in positions to you have placed us in various places where we can influence and make decisions. We thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to grow a step further towards being better decision makers. Lord, many people are traveling to various parts of this country, and we pray that, Lord, may you be with us. For those who are traveling today, we pray for journey mercies. The Lord will hear of the good reports of people getting back to their institutions in good health and in one piece. For those who are remaining behind, we pray that, Lord, may you be with them, and as they travel tomorrow, Lord, may you grant them journey mercies. Be with each one of us. And for the many plans that we have ahead of us, Jehovah, may we always endeavor to glorify your holy name. We worship you, we exalt you, for you are good, Lord, and there is none like you. For it's in Jesus' holy name that we have prayed and believed. Amen. And now we can say the grace, and may the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the love of God, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with us now and forevermore. Amen. Thank you.
I've been telling you.